Hey YouTube, Joshua the window cleaner here, and today I'm going to show you how to clean an inside window on a newer window. These are brand new windows, and this is the first time they're getting cleaned. They were just installed, and so I'm going to show you an easy way how to do it. And you're going to pop the track out and everything. It's going to be a time saver, so you're not having to get in those little cracks and crevices from what the construction was left behind. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by just washing the glass. So I'm only going to wash one side of the glass for time's sake. So you want to use a washer sleeve. I'm wearing a mask because I'm inside of a customer's home. They are not here, but I'm still going to wear a mask because I'm inside. So that's the first thing you want to do is wash it down with a washer sleeve. You can take bronze wool pad, just something abrasive. These windows don't have tint on them, so just make sure that if it does have tint on it, don't use the bronze wool pad. And I've already tried these on a small little section in the corner to make sure it's not going to scratch, because if it is tint, it will scratch it. But there's going to be small little pieces of paint and things like that after construction, so you'll be able to easily massage them out as you see me doing here. But you don't want to stay in one spot for too long because you could potentially scratch the glass. So it looks like I've gotten all the little paint spots off, and now you want to wash it with the washer sleeve again to make sure that you get all the dirt that you just loosened up, all the paint, and all the little pieces of the bronze wool pad that's going to be on the window. You don't want that to get in your squeegee. So then I'm going to take my squeegee here, and I'm using the Sorbo 3x4 14-inch. And then I always like to start at the bottom like this. I don't see a lot of people doing that, so you don't have to do that if you feel more comfortable with cutting in. That's totally fine. But this is just the method that I use for cleaning windows, just because this is the way I've been doing it for a really long time. So after you close out, you want to make sure not to get any drips on the inside of the homeowner's house. You want to wipe down the bottom of the frame. I normally try to use a bigger towel. I'm using Zero towel today. You can get that from Window Cleaning Resource. All right, so after you use a towel on that, then on the detailing part, I just take a microfiber and I use my finger and just run my finger up the frame, around the frame, like so. And then on the bottom, I normally will swap it around and get one more good little run out of it. I do take this extra step because I have went back before and seen little fingerprint marks. That might not be the case today, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I take my hook towel and do the same thing with my finger to wipe off the edges of the frame. And now that should be a perfectly clean window. As long as you have a nice squeegee rubber, a nice glide, and a nice technique, you should not have to touch that window again. Now, if you're in the beginner stages, you might have to use a towel. If you use a towel, make sure that you wash it and you don't use any fabric softener, and also don't use any dryer sheets. That will cause smears too. So if you have to wipe the whole window down when you first begin, because I had to, I've been there. So if you have to wipe down the window, just make sure you do those steps when you wash your towels. You can buy these hook towels on Amazon, Window Cleaning Resource, Windows 101. There's so many places you can buy these. So that's how you clean the glass part of it. I'm going to go ahead and take this glass out. There's a little tab up here most of the time, probably going to be on this side, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there's a little tab at the top of the window. As you see, this is the window. Here's the top of the window. There's this little tab at the top. Okay, you're not going to be able to push the glass up without being away from those. So sometimes it might be behind here. It could be sometimes that those are on this side. You can slide them with a flathead screwdriver if you need to slide them out of your way to pick up the glass. You want to make sure that, like I said, you're away from those top markers. You want to go ahead and have a spot for the glass. So you'll lay a towel down on the ground, and then you'll also have a towel handy to be able to set it up against the wall without doing any damage to the homeowner's house. All right, so you just lift the window up and it pulls right out. So now I'm going to set the glass down on my towel. I'm going to put my microfiber down here where the connection is with the wall, so there's no, it's not touching anything. And I'll show you here what I'm talking about. And have it on the towel. and then you have it there. It's lifted up off the ground, so you're not gonna scratch the ground. Definitely do. If it's carpet, you wanna make sure to put a whole piece down right there. And then you can just do that, and then you can see here that the track is now open. So now I'm gonna show you how to pop out this track. All right, so on this specific track, you can take it and you can see there's a little crack there. So I'm gonna take my little bitty flathead screwdriver. I'm gonna put it in this little crack here, and I'm just gonna pull out. Now this track comes out very nice and very easy. Now you wanna be very careful not to just put dirt everywhere as you're lifting this out, because it will pull out a bunch of dirt. A lot of times I will either stick it on the windowsill here, or I can set it outside, right outside the window if it's super dirty. So now I'm gonna show you how I clean the track. So I'm gonna use a paintbrush to break up this dirt here. Just kind of break it loose and sweep it. Same in here. If you want to do the outside track here while you're here, just go ahead and sweep it real good. Okay, same thing on this end. Just go ahead and sometimes you can like push this way up against it and it'll break it up in that little corner a little bit better. So this makes it really easy to clean the track out. I see a lot of people steaming tracks. If you pop the track out like this, you're gonna do just as good as a job as if you're steaming it, in my opinion. But not all glasses are the same, not all windows are the same, so you're not gonna be able to do this with every window. Okay, so just kind of push it up in there. Okay, and then you just sweep it into a pile. Okay. Now that all the dirt is swept into a pile, take the Dyson vacuum. This is what we use. You can use a shop vac or anything. This is cordless, so this is why we like it. So we just vacuum it. Go ahead and vacuum up all that dirt. Okay, perfect. Now you can take a damp cloth. We're using the Norwex EnviroCloth. Today it's just what we use to clean the tracks. It scrubs it pretty nicely, and it disinfects also. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe the frame down. You don't want to forget about this part. Scrub it down, make sure you get up in here really good so your screen fits nicely. Sometimes you'll see a little bug thing up there. Make sure you get that out. You can use a flathead screwdriver if that's the case. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean this side of the track. And you're just gonna wipe it really good. And then I normally kind of like shake my towel out outside. All right. So then I'll take a microfiber towel and go ahead and dry it out. After I use my damp cloth, you'll see little things. You kind of just shake them out. If it's big pieces like that, you can just put them in your bag and throw them away later. Now you're just gonna vacuum it out one more time. Okay, that gets all the big pieces. Alright, now you take your damp cloth. I normally will stick this outside of the window. You can clean your track off with a damp cloth. You can scrub it down really good. Just make sure you shake your towel out really good so you don't bring anything in. And you can take your microfiber and scrub it down a little bit better. If it didn't get everything off of it, you can scrub it a little bit harder, you know, in different ways, depending on what kind of track it is. This one's kind of dirty. Okay. This track is coming really nice and clean. This is gonna look really good when we pop it back in. Right. Now that we got it good and scrubbed down, we'll just dry it off with a microfiber towel. And I'll show you how to pop it back in. you can see that the track is nice and clean. And we would literally just kind of stick it back in here. Sometimes you might have to lift up one side to get it back in there. You just make sure that it fits down in there really nice. And then you just want to push down on that back side and you'll hear it click. So when you hear it click, you know that it went back in properly. Perfect. So now the track is nice and clean underneath and on top, and it'll be able to drain better. And when you do this, the customer will be so impressed. So now we're just going to clean off this window sill here. We're just going to vacuum it. Damp cloth. Go ahead and wash this part too. Okay. Take your microfiber, dry it off. Okay, now the window sill is all nice and clean, and all I have left to do is clean that side of the glass. So when you clean that side of the glass, you want to make sure you lay down a towel right here. You can use like a bath towel or just something bigger to make sure that you're not going to fill that up with water after cleaning the glass. A big thing you want to make sure to do too is also, while you have the glass out, you want to clean the bottom of the outside of the glass. That way, when you pop the track, or when you pop the window back into the track, it doesn't leave dirt underneath, because then you're just defeating the purpose of what you just cleaned. So make sure you wipe the frame down. And I always use the vacuum to vacuum the bottom, because it's going to be very dirty down there on the bottom of the window. So before you pop it in, make sure you clean that. I'm not going to show you on this video how to do that. Obviously, I think that that's self-explanatory. So just make sure that you dust off the bottom and wipe it down so that you're not putting a dirty window back in the track. Now, you don't have to clean the outside glass yet. You can do that from the outside. So you can, if you're upstairs, that's actually a good idea to go ahead and clean this glass, because then you can just lean outside as long as it's not you're not hanging out the window. You know, if you can reach it without leaning your waist outside of the window, normally you're pretty good. But if you can't, hire a professional. Anyway, so I'm gonna clean this real quick, and then I'm gonna pop it back in. I'm gonna show you how I pop it back in. All right, now so I'm gonna lift the window up. I want to keep in mind too where those two pieces are. Once again, and you just stick it up in that groove, push it in, and it will slide like normal. All right, so now we're gonna lock that, and then I'm gonna use my big towel here to go ahead and stick it in the track, like I just talked about. Okay, and we'll go ahead and clean this glass too. So again, you'll spray it down, and then you'll make sure to scrub it down with the wool pad, squeegee it off, detail it just like I showed you. I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is how you can take out the track and clean it real nice on newer windows. Now, not all windows are the same, so not all windows are going to be able to do it like this, but if you see this kind of window, that's how you do it. You can lift the window up really nice and easy, pull it out, pull the track out, clean underneath, make sure nothing is clogging up the holes, the drains, and then you'll be good to go. Clean the glass. If you don't want to do all that, you can always hire a professional. That's the way to do it. And if you are a professional out there, I hope that you appreciate this video. And if you see anything I'm doing wrong, if you have any other tips or tricks, just put them in the comments below and I'll take a look at them. Please don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.